What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. Welcome to the Stock Goat YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be covering the overall market. We will also be discussing the Sofi stock. We had some job report data come out today. It was actually very solid, but that's actually going to be bad news for the market because the Fed is going to get more hawkish and price in, more rate hikes, higher rate hikes, etc. So you're most likely going to be getting 50-point base, rate hikes for the next 2 months, etc. So you got to remain patient and understand that this is the accumulation phase. We also have the war in Russia, Ukraine going nowhere, and also sky high inflation. These things are hammering growth stocks, and that's why you're seeing the big money whales out there continue to play the safer plays, oil, energy. I'm going to show you guys why I believe SoFi will have a profitable quarter this year, especially when you take into account the bank charter really kicking in and also a full another NFL season going to explode member growth. And we also have options trading, potentially on the way. So now is the time to accumulate and understand that the SoFi fundamentals are extremely strong. These guys beat their last 6 months of earnings, have continued to get punished. And you also have the uncertainty of student loans, getting extended again. We know that, student loans overall are not going to be going anywhere. Biden just increased the Pell Grant to $13,000. The $1.8 trillion will eventually be paid back. It's just now a timing issue on when the payments are going to be restarting. A lot of that has to do with the economy, the jobs report, inflation, etc. So most likely, if you don't hear anything in the next 2 weeks, the payments are going to be resuming on May 1st. If you find any of this information useful, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We will be keeping you updated daily on all the breaking news. Be sure to smash the like button. Let's try and get this video past 1,000 likes, and don't forget to drop a comment. I'm going to be commenting back to as many people as I possibly can. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, you can see stock market news live updates. Stocks flat as March jobs report raises bets on more aggressive Fed. U.S. stocks struggled for direction as investors mulled strong employment data out of Washington that reaffirmed expectations for more hawkish monetary tightening plans by the Federal Reserve. So, guys, as the employment data is strong, jobs report was pretty solid. That's going to be bad for the stock market in the short term and causing stocks to sell off this morning because now the Fed is really going to be raising those rates. That 50-point basis is definitely going to be coming. So it's a little bit of bad news in the short term for the overall market, but it's great news long term just to get these rate hikes out of the way as fast as possible. And this article right here pretty much sums up the market for 2022. Russia-Ukraine war, inflation, rate hikes, COVID. Q2 will be full of headwinds, but the markets are ready. So a lot of this stuff is getting priced into the market right now. Once again, a lot of short-term headwinds. Q1 was actually one of the worst quarters in the last 2 years. I read on a report yesterday I put out, on my Patreon. So we made it through a really ugly quarter, but understand, guys, Q2 could still be a lot of headwinds. We just have to understand, we got to get this inflation down on the back end of the year, and hopefully, the war ends eventually. This is what we need to have a amazing, back end of 2022 rally, back into growth. A lot of these big whales and institutions are not putting money into growth right now because there's too much uncertainty out there. That's why you're seeing a lot of them play the safer plays once again, like oil, energy, etc. That's what's been working, for the past couple of months. And like I said, these student loan headlines are not going to stop until the payments are actually, extended or they start back up. Student loans, borrowers are facing a financial cliff that could be disastrous, advocate says. I'm not even going to click this article and read this because, these are every single other day. We got Elizabeth Warren, she tweets about this 3 times a week with student loans. Here's another article we're going to look at. 1,000 professors push Biden to cancel student debt. Biden has complete legal authority. Like I said before, guys, these articles will not stop until the payments are extended or the payments, start back up. So understand it's going to be a lot of volatility for SoFi because this is a portion of our overall revenue, about 15%, when you include, private loans and also federal loans. We can see the overall market was down in the morning, on that jobs report data because of the rate hikes, but you can see S&P 500 finished green 0.3, Dow 0.4, NASDAQ 0.2, Russell 1%, and crude oil was down. SoFi had a pretty flat day. It was pretty much moving in the same direction as Coinbase, Robinhood, Square. Right now, you're having a lot of algos trading. Everything's trading in a basket for fintech, ups and downs on the daily, down 1% on the day. Market caps are on 8.4 billion when you include the Technisys acquisition. I believe this is a complete fair value. You're talking 5 times, revenue price to sales for a company growing 50% back-to-back years and, guiding, for 45% growth in 2023. This is an absolute amazing growth stock. And I'm telling you right now, profitability is going to be coming in the back end of this year, one of these next quarters. Guys, SoFi is absolutely on fire. Time 100 most influential companies of 2022. All you hear from these bears is you SPAC garbage, SPAC trash, scam. I mean, I cannot take it because it just does not make sense because they killed their last two earnings reports with guidance raised double beats. Not a lot of companies are doing that, okay? You can see this is the new bank on the block. Now that they have their bank charter license, they are officially a bank. After making a name for itself via student loan refinancing, this is what, companies like Bank of America and Morgan Stanley have been really killing our price targets on, which make absolutely no sense at all because you're talking 15% of overall revenue. Financial technology darling SoFi last year launched a bouquet of new offerings, including credit card and auto loan refinancing too, IPO investing options, and more. It also became the first full-service financial technology startup to receive a formal U.S. banking license, a big step on the way to becoming a full-fledged major bank. We're changing what banking is and feels like, says CEO Anthony Noto, and we won't stop until we're one of the top 10 financial institutions in the country. That's what I want to hear, guys. So when you're talking about, top 100 most influential companies in 2022 and over 6,000 companies traded on the stock market, we are coming, guys. It's just a matter of time. The shorts are not going to have a lot of leverage when we turn that first profit, guys. So understand SoFi is investing in growth very aggressively. A lot of this marketing is going to be very expensive. The SoFi Stadium, everything is a lot of money, okay? So it's just a matter of time when it all clicks. And if you go over to SoFi's Twitter, you can see they just did a pinned tweet, members to the moon. Growth is our door to success, and our members have the key. Want us to grow? Help us help you. Download the app, refer your friends. The more people using it today, the better we can make it tomorrow. Let's go from 3.5 million members to 4 million members together. So they put this post out today. So we know that SoFi, does not have 4 million members at this time. They had 3.5 million members in Q4 at the end of the year. So right now I can estimate that maybe they had about 300 to 400,000 members, for Q1 because we also had, that Super Bowl at the beginning of Q1, happen at the beginning of the year. So guys, I believe it was a solid quarter, but I don't know if it was a blowout past, the Q4 estimate. So anything in the 300,000 to 400,000 plus range is going to be pretty solid. You're going to see the members really pick up into the back end of the year because you got the NFL rolling, for 5 months out, and also options trading is potentially on the way. All right, guys, and if you want to support SoFi and also support this channel, be sure to click the link in my comment section. If you deposit $100 into the SoFi Invest stock trading platform, SoFi is going to hook you up with $25 worth of free stock. You can buy whatever stock you want, guys, and that's going to hook you up with almost 3 shares of SoFi, when you're buying at these $9 levels. So be sure to click the link in my comment section and deposit $100 into SoFi Invest. And just so a lot of you guys are aware of that CPI data that comes out, that's that big inflation headline that always comes. You can see here the March data is going to be coming out on April 12th. So that's just something to get you prepared for. That's about 11 days away. Every time, that inflation data comes, we know it's been skyrocketing. Stocks sell off immediately, and that's a great buying opportunity once again. So hopefully in the back end of the year right here, inflation can finally peak and, we can get on a massive bull run in the near future, especially the back end of the year. All right, guys, and believe it or not, SoFi is up, about 4% this week. We had, good news that, Biden was doing that Pell Grant. He didn't say anything about, 1.8 trillion getting wiped out. And we went up, literally 16%. But you guys can see literally all of those gains, about, 12% to 11% of those gains have been wiped out, putting us green on the week. So you can't beat that. We did finish green. It just sucks. Every little rally continues to get sold off inside of this market. All right, guys, and I told you I expect a profitable quarter coming by the back end of the year for sure. You can see here on Yahoo Finance, you can get the estimates from these analysts and just, average it all out. So you can see here we have a lot of different personality opinions with 6 analysts. This quarter for Q1, they're expecting about 290 million in revenue. That's just, the slow quarter for the year. A lot of companies are just getting warmed up. But it says for the Q2, they're expecting, SoFi to really ramp up revenue, 354 million, and then they don't have Q3 or Q4. So I'm going to just pretty much, estimate, the full year guidance of 1.57 billion on how we're going to get there. All right, we have revenue and losses. Okay, Q1, 290 million in revenue, 110 million in losses. Q2, 360 million. We're going to see revenue jump up about 70 million. And then you have the bank charter really going to be, kicking in. Our estimate losses could be, negative 40 million. And you can see Q3, revenue could get into the 420 million range. This is pretty serious revenue coming in. This would get us into 20 million net income positive. This is during the NFL season when you're really going to see member growth, really pick up. Q4, 478 to 480 million. This is 80 million in net income, guys. Bank charter is going to be firing on full cylinders on the back end of the year. You also have NFL season. This is going to get you to 1.5 billion in revenue. And you can see I have Q3, July, August, and September is when we can turn a profitable quarter. It may not be a profitable full year, but I'm telling you right now, this is when, you really want to be accumulating before this time happens, because this is when the shorts don't have a lot of excuses to short a company that is, actually turning profitable quarters and growing very rapidly with 50 to 60% growth. So it's just a matter of time, guys. We just finished Q1. Understand it's April 1st. Q1 is over. So these next 6 months are the time to accumulate before we turn a net income profit, okay? This is the time to be buying, and understand it's going to take patience, but patience will pay off. And if you made it to the end of the video, I want to say I really do appreciate it. I enjoyed doing this video for you. I know this market has really been crazy. I just read an article that, the Q1 has been, one of the worst quarters in the past, 2 years. So we're going to make it through. You have to diamond hand and, dollar cost average, every single month when you can, okay? No one can time the market, but understand we have some headwinds in our way, which is inflation and also that war. Those will come to an end eventually, but nobody knows when it's going to happen. And understand the market is already doing the work for you, pricing in these rate hikes for May and June. The market is pretty much pricing in those 50-point basis rate hikes for you. So we just have to remain patient, and hopefully inflation, comes down. There's going to be a rotation back into growth eventually. The big money whales are not confident because there's too much uncertainty. You need to remain patient and dollar cost average. You don't want to buy when the SoFi stock is skyrocketing to $20, $30, all of growth is, rallying. You want to buy when things are ugly and things don't look good. That's how you're going to get the biggest, return on your investment. Just understand it's going to be a waiting game until the big money comes in and really loads the boat. Now is the time to accumulate once again. My name's Kyle. I hope you have a great day.